Hello everyone, we are here for the preview of the Royal Challengers from Bangalore. Before we look at that, in case you do like my videos, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Royal Challengers from the Bangalore, the RCB, the team in red and gold, or now the team in red and black for that matter, from the Garden City of India, a team that's got a huge fan following. Every year they say that this could be the year for themselves. I've witnessed a lot of downs, very few ups. Finalists in 2011, 29, and 2016 never made it to the trophy. Have been failing to make it to the playoffs in the last 3 years. Could this year be RCB's? They've been chanting E Salah Cup Namde. Could this be the year finally for them? A few personal changes. They've had a lot of personal changes the last 7 years. They've gotten Mike Hessen as the director of operations for RCB. They've also gotten Simon Katic as their coach. Two strong people from the southern part of the hemisphere. Great coaching credentials. But would this combination work? Only time will tell. Before we look at the squad, one thing that RCB always carries is power pack performances. They've got individual brilliance. Can they make it into a cohesive performance this year? Let's first look at the squad of RCB for IPL 2020.
So here we have the squad of the Royal Challengers of Bangalore. Every year Bangalore come in with a lot of hope. They are built as a top heavy side. Normally fail to contain runs at their death, leak runs. That's been a major problem. How did they address those issues? For starters, they've got a brilliant pick in Aaron Finch. Aaron Finch straight away comes in as one of those members of the core think tank for this team. He's a solid top order batsman, an opening batsman, gives you the experience at the top, which ensures that the middle order now looks better in terms of having Kohli and AB de Villiers playing at number 3 and number 4. And they've got another good pick in Isuru Udana this year. Isuru Udana has remodeled his game. He's an extremely talented bowler. He's also a very good pinch hitter. So the option that Royal Challengers Bangalore have here is someone who can bowl 2 or 3 overs in the last 8 overs of the game, which means that Isuru Udana with his slower variations can come in handy, can restrict the run flow. He's done that for Sri Lanka in the past, so that's another good pick. They've got Josh Philippe. We've got to see how he's given the chance in this year's IPL. Another exciting player. A lot has been said about him. He's a wicket keeper, so maybe another slot opening up for him. But the one pick that they literally broke their bank for that was Chris Morris. Chris Morris perhaps is the bridge that RCB need between their batting order and the bowling. He's a well-rounded all-rounder. He can bowl at the death. He can bowl at the initial 4 or 5 overs. I mean during the power play. You're also looking Chris Morris to come in at number 7 and number 8, contributing a fair bit with the bat. He's a good bowler. Has had a bit of injuries in the past, so got to wait and see how they use him up in the entire 14 match or the 16 match tournament if they progress further. From an Indian perspective, the contingent looks good. They've got Devdutt Padikkal, an exciting talent that everyone is anticipating to watch him open at the top. They've got Shivam Dube. He's talented. He's had a decent run in the domestic circuit. Yuzvendra Chahal is going to be the main spinner for them. Washington Sundar, this year he has to go one step further. He's a power play bowler, so if Virat Kohli can use him during the power play, it'll make a lot of sense. Navdeep Saini, another bowler who's worked a lot on fitness, an extremely fast bowler, has broken into the Indian squad. They've got a problem in Umesh Yadav and Mohammad Siraj, haven't been consistent enough. But if this year, if RCB can figure out a squad where they play consistently over the 14 games that they've got and they get a good start, which they've got in this year, then they can really push for the playoff spot and then go further and definitely vouch to say that E Salah Cup Namde. So this is how the squad of RCB looks like. Let's see how they go further.
We've had a look at the squad for RCB for this year. What is their best 11 provided everyone's available? Now, this year, the good part is all their overseas recruits are available for the major time. At the opening, it has to be Aaron Finch to open. He's coming off a decent run in England when he represented Australia. A solid team man, a person who can get set and go for the 15 or 20 overs. He sort of becomes the anchor in case they need one person to bat right through, apart from Kohli and De Villiers. So Aaron Finch at number one. I would want Devdutt Padikkal to play at number two, one of the bright stars of last year's domestic season. Mind you, he's been wonderful in the Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. He's had a very good Vijay Hazare Trophy. Young blood, looks very classy. The first game went well for him. I think he needs to continue. A left hand, right hand combination at the top always helps for RCB. Number 3 and number 4, they take their places, they own the places. It's Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers. These two players have been the fulcrum for RCB for the past 10 odd years. If this year they've got one more support in terms of Aaron Finch coming in, the top 4 looks solid, looks a lot more dependent on all the 4. It's not that it's dependent on just 1 or 2 people here. Devdutt Padikkal, if he can just replicate his form from the domestic to the IPL level, it's going to be a major breakthrough in his career. Who comes in at number 5? It has to be Shivam Dube. He's had an improved season. In the last year, he's also been given a few opportunities for India. His pace bowling, his medium pace, if he can increase his pace by a yard or so, it will be great. But what will also be important is, given that he has a bit of slow variations, he can come in handy in the slower tracks of Dubai and Abu Dhabi. At number 6, I would want Moeen Ali to come in. It might be a slightly left field choice, like why do you want a Moeen Ali in the squad? You're looking at an off spinner, and also Moeen Ali knows how to play the role of a middle order batsman. He can come in there when there are 4 or 5 overs to go. If they're batting first, he can set that he can just take that platform on, score those quick fire 25s and 35s. If they're chasing and wickets are falling down, you've got Moeen Ali as an insurance to say that he's going to take the team through. At number 7, it has to be Chris Morris, the all-rounder who went for big bucks for RCB in this year's auction. He's also going to be the person who will be responsible for the death bowling along with the Navdeep Saini. Morris is a good bowler, an excellent pinch hitter, feels well, good person to have in the squad as well. What will be important to see is how they manage his fitness, because he's prone to injuries here and there. If he can be fit for the major part of the tournament, it helps in RCB getting that balance that they've not been able to have in the past few years. At number 8, I'd want Washington Sundar. Had a decent IPL in 2017, not that great in 2018 or 19, but he's a bowler who has to be utilized in the power plays. He's someone who will turn much, but who will also have a fair amount of control when it comes to bowling in the power play. So Washington Sundar at number 8. He can also come in handy with those quick fire 10s and 12s. At number 9 is Yuzvendra Chahal. Chahal happens to be the core for the spin. He's someone who's been extremely successful, one of the top leg spinners in modern day white ball cricket. He's an automatic pick at number 9. At number 10, you've got to have Umesh Yadav. The one problem that Umesh Yadav, if you can control, it's got to be his leaking of runs across the whole innings. He had a pretty bad IPL last year. Both Siraj and Umesh Yadav weren't up to the mark, but I would still want Umesh Yadav in the squad because of his international experience. If he can just control his line and length, he's going to be perfect. And at number 11, I'll go with Navdeep Saini. The simple reason being is he's a young, fast bowler, and he's got the pace, he's got the fitness as well. If Navdeep Saini can crank up 145s and 150s, then you're looking at Saini and Morris handling the last 4 overs, especially while bowling at the death. So that's the best 11 for RCB. Now, how do they look at replacements? Well, when they do find that Chris Morris needs to take a break, or maybe say Moeen Ali needs to take a break, they can either look for a Josh Philippe coming in there. He's played well. He's a very outstanding international domestic star for Australia. So he's someone who's a youngster who's everyone's going to watch out for him. Or they can look at Isuru Udana. The reason why you're looking at Isuru Udana is he's someone who's extremely good at variations. He has the back of the length ball. He has a slower delivery coming out, and he also has a very good T20 strike rate. So you've got those 2 replacements from an international perspective. There's of course Dale Steyn, who's still there with the squad. He wants to make a comeback. There is an internal yearn to play for the T20 World Cup for South Africa. Not sure whether that will happen or not, but if Dale Steyn can also be needed at times, he's there. From a domestic perspective, they do have a fair amount of replacements. Siraj, Pawan Negi coming in there. The batting also, they are more or less sorted in that front. All in all, a balanced RCB squad than what they've had in the past 2-3 years. If they can just keep their calm, give a combination a certain amount of run of 5 or 6 games and start their tournament well, then this year RCB could be one of the contenders to finish in the top 2 and qualify for the playoffs and then go ahead. So let's see if this year's E Sala Cup Namde. All the best RCB.